You're welcome to our second episode of our topic, International Trade. Don't forget, I am your teacher, Mayor Ramsey, aka Professor Emeritus. Now, today, in our second episode, we are going to be looking at the reasons why countries trade among themselves, trade protectionism, the methods, reasons, and the argument against trade protectionism. Now, to begin with, we have the reasons for international trade. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel so that each time I come up with a new video, you'll be alert. Now, what are the reasons for international trade? The first reason is as a result of the uneven distribution of natural resources. Now, natural resources are not evenly distributed on the Earth's surface. Some countries are more blessed with natural resources than others. For instance, South Africa is blessed with gold, silver, diamonds, and Cameroon is blessed with petroleum, forest resources, and others. So, but other countries do not have such resources. This has necessitated trade between countries that have such resources and countries that do not have. The second reason why countries trade among themselves is as a result of differences in skills and technology. Some countries have advanced technology in the production of some goods and services than others. For instance, China, Japan, and Korea have some advanced technology in the production of electronic devices as opposed to Cameroon and other African countries that do not have. And so this has called for international trade. Thirdly, or the third reason why countries trade among themselves is as a result of differences in climatic condition. Now, climate is not uniform all over the earth, and different climates favor the growth of different crop types. For instance, cocoa, coffee, rubber, and banana do well under the tropical climates, while apples and cereals do well under the temperate climate. And so this has necessitated international trade between countries of the tropic and countries in the temperate. Now, another reason why countries trade among themselves is to extend the size of their local markets. Now, a firms in a country may be aspiring to produce in a large scale and enjoy economies of scale, but the size of the home market is limiting such a decision. So these countries can go ahead and produce on a very large scale and sell in overseas markets. We equally have to extend the product life cycle. A product might have reached its declining phase in one country, but it can be introduced in another country to restart its life cycle. And so these are equally necessitate international trade. And lastly, we have shortage production and surplus production. What is shortage production? It's simply a situation or a temporary situation where aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply in the whole market. And so in order to meet up with home demand, a country is forced to import from other countries. And surplus production is simply a situation where a country produces more than its consumption capacity. In other words, where aggregate supply exceeds whole demand. So in order to avoid wastage of economic resources, the excess is being exported to the rest of the world. Now, to proceed, we shall be looking at trade protectionism. There's often a dichotomy between free trade and protected trade. What is trade protectionism? Trade protectionism simply refers to trade with barriers or restrictions, and this is very common with international trade. So, we are going to be looking at the methods that countries use to protect their trade. Firstly, we have tariff. What are tariffs? Tariffs are custom duties or indirect taxes which are being levied on goods which are entering into a country from another country. And it is an important source of government revenue. The second, we have quotas. What are quotas? Quotas are quantitative limits of goods which are being permitted to enter into a country within a given period of time. We have equally embargo. Embargoes refer to the complete ban or prohibition of goods from entering into a country from another country. We equally have subsidies. Subsidies refers to the financial assistance given by the government to home producers to reduce their cost of production and consequently their prices. We have safety health standards. This is they require quality of a good which is permitted to enter into a country from another country. Goods that are not up to this standard are often regarded as substandard goods. And lastly, we have voluntary export restraint. Voluntary export restraint is an agreement between two trading partners to prohibit the importation and exportation of goods and services within themselves within a given period of time. Now, to proceed with this video, don't forget to like, share, comment. We are going to be looking at the reasons why countries protect their trade. Now, what are some of the reasons why countries protect trade? Number one is to avoid dumping. Dumping is simply a situation where goods are sold cheaper in foreign market than in the home market. And this is very, very dangerous in the receiving country because it can lead to the collapse of infant industries. The second is to protect infant industries. Infant industries are home-based industries which are regarded or considered too small to compete with foreign giant industries. Such industries, when they are not protected, they can easily collapse. We have the third reason for trade protectionism is to raise revenue. It is an important source of government revenue through tariffs. To proceed, another reason why countries protect their trade is to check the importation of harmful goods. Now, international trade opens up a country to the rest of the world, and this can lead to the importation of harmful goods such as cocaine, guns, and other like expiring drugs or expired drugs. Now, lastly, is to avoid over-dependence. Countries tend to over-depend on others for the supply of some basic goods, and this is very dangerous during period of crisis because supply can be cut off. Now, in the last part of this lesson for today, we are going to be looking at the arguments that have been put forth against trade protectionism. The first of it is that trade protectionism reduces world output. Remember, international trade is built up around the principle of specialization, which leads to increase in world output. So when international trade is being restricted, it brings about a reduction in world output. The second is that trade protectionism encourages inefficiency. Home firms tend to become inefficient because they lack competitors, and so they tend to produce low quality goods. Another reason or argument that have been put forward against trade protectionism is that it breeds retaliation. Now, countries tend to retaliate against others who set barriers on their trade by also setting barriers. Now, and the last reason or the last argument that we can put forward against trade protectionism is that it brings about consumers' exploitation. The consumers often are exploited by means of higher prices because only fewer firms should be left in the home market to produce goods and services. Thank you for watching this video and keep on watching this YouTube channel for more videos. I am your favorite economics teacher, Mr. Merwandi. Thank you.